What's up, guys? It's Brandon and Ryan here today, talking to you guys about 5 tips to building muscle mass.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk a little bit about our experience growing up, how we were able to do it, some struggles that we had along the way, things that worked for us, things that didn't work for us. So we wrote them down, and everyone, starting off, everybody has a different body. Everybody's different. Different things work for different people, but we're just speaking from our experience and things that have worked for us in the past and what works for us now. So, starting off with the first tip is to eat food. Eat a lot of food, and for us growing up, I don't know about any of you out there, but for us, it was always hard for us to gain weight and to put on muscle mass because we both have such a high metabolism, and it just, no matter what we did, like no matter how much food we ate or how often we worked out or anything like that, we just like couldn't gain weight, and it was super hard to build muscle mass. And the sports that we were in growing up, we would always be running around doing a lot of cardio, so we'd be burning stuff off faster than most people.
Yeah, I think we were just super active as young teenagers going through high school. Brandon playing basketball and skiing and stuff, and we were both in track, and I wrestled, and so plus just with our genetics from our parents, we were born more on the skinnier side when we were little growing up. I remember like as a freshman in high school, I wrestled 120 and 126, so I was like skinny. And I didn't really have to cut a lot of weight in order to get down there. I was like normally around like 125, 130 that year. So definitely was not like a big kid going into high school. And even throughout high school was never like the biggest kid, or just had these genetics where I was just a monster. And due to our metabolism, it was always so hard to gain any type of muscle or any type of like size, really. But that was definitely because we didn't really understand the concept of just how important eating and fueling your body really is, and being able to just get the calories, your caloric intake every single day to continue to just build upon what you already have, like we do now. And I would definitely say that since we've kind of developed that understanding of how important it is to eat and diet and get enough food in your body every single day, we've seen like significant progress. And
yeah, and it's super important to make sure that you're like always staying full and not really ever having a time where you're going like without food or being like super hungry, because your body, if you have a super high metabolism, your body's just going to eat at that and just eat whatever you have put in your body, and you just got to constantly be like eating food, and drinking water too is a big one. Drinking as much water as you can, because the water expands your stomach, and so what that allows you to do is eat more food. And so food fuels your body, and there's always that saying like you got to eat big to get big. So that's like the number one thing, and nutrition is like just as important as lifting weights or doing exercise and stuff. So eat food, number one. Number two, what we wrote down is consistency. So consistency is key when you're working out, trying to build muscle mass and staying in the gym. I remember, like again, growing up, in high school, I would do like 6 weeks where I would go train, and then for some reason I would just get lazy and go like 2 or 3 weeks off and lose all the muscle mass that I had gained and have to start all over. So it's super hard sometimes to stay motivated to like keep going to the gym every day, and it's something that you have to like build up like a love for, and like love the gym and like love going and improving yourself every day. But staying consistent is one of the major keys to building muscle mass, and doing it like, you don't have to go like every day, because rest is also important, and we'll talk about that later, but at least 5 days of the week you should be doing some kind of exercise to get out and build muscle mass. And for us, we go 6 days out of the week. We go Monday through Saturday, and we rest on Sunday. And each day is an hour and a half to 2 hours of working out. So consistency is definitely something that we recommend.
As hard, yeah, as hard as it is, like even in the past year, I can remember certain like phases of what I went through. Like I was either got caught up with school or like something was going on in life that you just like you get caught up and you miss a few days and then like you make excuses for the rest of the week. And I can remember like going a couple weeks or like 3 or 4 weeks without ever like even getting inside a gym. And once you like go into that, it's even harder to get back into the gym and get into a routine. But like no matter how hard it is, being able to stay consistent and get yourself in there, even if it's just for like 30 minutes or like a workout a day, or an hour or whatever you want to do. The consistency is where you're going to see the growth. Like even if you have just a okay workout, you don't absolutely destroy yourself, but you go every single day, like you'll start to see the progress and the gains and all that. So definitely consistency for sure.
And sometimes like it's hard for people to fit going into the gym like in their schedule every single day. Like some people have things going on, older people have jobs or kids that they have to worry about, or if you're a younger kid like in high school, throughout the year you can usually lift at your high school after school, but then in the summers like they don't lift all summer because they don't have a gym that they're going to. But you just gotta make sure, like, just figure out what works for you and like where you can work out if it's something that you really like want to be able to do and improve yourself and not like be going backwards. But
that's what it comes down to, really. Is just like how badly do you want it, and how badly like are you wanting to be able to meet your fitness goals and exercise. The whole world went through a quarantine with COVID, and I feel like that brought out a lot of like people's true colors, because like all gyms were closed and people were going crazy. But then you
were either posting on social media as like gained 15 pounds sitting in like inside quarantine, or it's like, okay, I'm getting myself fit like during quarantine, like and some people had crazy transformations,
right?
Like it's crazy. And I've seen so many new people get into fitness and like start a fitness page or like just get super into it, which is super cool to see.
Even without the gyms, like even without, like they did home stuff,
home
like
workouts,
made it work. Go outside. Like our neighbors actually do really good job. It was like working out in their garage. And so it's like, if you want it that badly, or if it's really important to you, you can always find a way to make it work.
So no excuses. No excuses.
Stay consistent. Get yourself in the gym. Keep with it. Get a training partner, like a lifting buddy, if you can. They'll keep you accountable. And soon enough, like once you see like a transformation in yourself, that'll just get you hooked. At least it did for us. Like as soon as we started realizing that we were getting stronger and bigger, it's just like you can't not go to the gym. Rest days feel like weird for us.
Now it's just like to the point where we wake up and we just like wait till we can go to the gym. It's like, okay, what time?
When are we going?
First thing we talk about is when are we going to the gym?
Right.
And so that's something that our lives have really like started to revolve around. Honestly, is like it's everything that we do, everything we talk about, think about. Like, shout out Anthony Mantello. We watch all his videos. He's a freaking stud.
All those guys, Anthony Mantello for sure, but Ryan Dangler, Lex Lowe, those guys definitely. Yeah. Just watching their videos.
Chris Bumstead.
Oh yeah.
Of course, C-Bum.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to goal number 3 after consistency is to set goals for yourself and make sure that you're progressing every day, every week, every month, every year, for sure.
Big one.
It's super hard to see like how much progress you've been making and like what you've been doing if you haven't been tracking like where you've been and where you are now. And a good way for us that we've done that is to track our weight. So like every day we step on a scale and see like where our weight's at and see if it's been going up, going down. And another one that we do is we max out on a lot of lifts pretty often. And obviously if your max is going up, then you're hitting your goals and you're getting stronger and getting better in the gym. But I think like whatever your goals are, even if you want to lose weight and you don't want to build muscle mass, like track your weight every day, or like if you're on the treadmill, like run, see if you can do a certain distance faster, like over time. just like setting goals, and then once you hit those goals, like you feel super accomplished and like you achieved a bunch of stuff, and that gives you more motivation to keep going and set new goals, and just it's kind of like a domino effect for you in
Yeah.
the gym, just crushing your goals.
And it doesn't even have to be like a max weight or anything that like Brandon said. It could just be like, oh, like I want to run a mile 30, like a little bit faster than what I did last time or what I did last month. Or let's, like if you have a max but you want to hit maybe like 20 pounds under that but get 2 more reps than you ever have before, you know, just, and keeping track of that is just as important as actually doing it. Because if you're just going to the gym and you're just lifting whatever feels okay that day, but you have kind of no idea of where you're really at as far as your physique and your strength and anything like that, it's harder for sure to progress and to kind of like at least see that progression in yourself, and which helps with the motivation and everything else that we talked about. But definitely keeping a goal on, you know, all of your compound lifts or anything like that as far as what your fitness goals are will push you and will help you really kind of, in this video's case, will continue to help you build the muscle fibers and the muscle mass that you're looking for, as long as you continue to push yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember making, like on an Excel spreadsheet, making a chart of like the dates and then like a blank space for like what my weight is every day. And then I would like do that for like a month or two, and I would like fill it out. And then I would see that like my weight was going up, which was my goal. And so if you can even write your goals down and then like track them by writing them down, like that's even like a visual that you can see of like I'm on track to do my goal, or I'm on track to achieve my goal. And it's just a big like confidence booster and just keeps you like motivated and wanting to stay in the gym. So that's what we think is one of the big tips to building muscle mass and crushing your goals in the gym.
Sure.
Tip number 4 that we wrote down was to lift some heavy freaking weight. Get in the gym and lift some weight. This is to build muscle mass, dude. You gotta lift some weight if you want to get your muscle mass up. You can't be staying with the little weight, you know. You gotta make sure that you're doing heavier weight it's called progressive overload. You gotta make sure that you're doing the same weight for 8 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps, and then you put the weight up and you start back 8 reps, then you do 10 reps, then 12 reps, then put it even higher. You got to just keep going up and putting weight on. And that's if you lift heavy weight, you're going to get bigger, you're going to get stronger. Like your body's just going to adapt to the weight that you're doing. But it's also important to make sure that you're keeping good form too. Like you don't want to be that guy in the gym doing curls and just swinging the weight, or if you're benching, like bouncing off your chest or anything like that. But you gotta push yourself, and you gotta do some higher weight and do some more reps or whatever, or less reps with higher weight, and just let your body like naturally adapt to that, and it's naturally gonna build more muscle mass for you.
Right.
Than that.
And we're not saying like only lift heavy weight. Like it's,
Yeah.
you know, you got, you know, your volume training and everything. If you want to get like reps of 20 with the shoulder, just like a quick burnout, stuff like that can really help you as well. But if you're only lifting, you know, weight that you're comfortable with, that you don't really push yourself with, and you're not going heavy, because heavy is relative, right? Everybody's at a different place in their journey. Like 35s might be heavy for one guy, and the other guy could be doing like 70s on arm curls or anything like that, or dumbbell curls. And so it's really relative to where you are with your own body and with your own strength. But what we're really saying is that like the heavier you can go while keeping good form and staying in a good, you know, 8 to 12 rep range, like Brandon just said, is where you're going to push your body to grow the most and really like tear those muscle fibers apart so that they can rebuild and grow and continue to just, you know, get shredded and massive, like monster, like C-Bum.
Yeah.
So
C-Bum.
definitely push yourself with heavy weight as often as possible, but it doesn't mean that 24/7, like if you're not lifting heavy weight, you're not going to make gains. Like you're lifting weights, you're making gains, but don't forget to do those heavy sets and push yourself and get to that like last rep where you're barely just making it, and you'll really see the progression that you need.
Yeah. And I think, like, because if you're lifting the same amount of weight consistently, like over time, your body's going to get used to it and you're going to be able to do it for more reps, and that's not going to tear those muscle fibers apart. And that's where, like, your growth really comes from, is from recovery, which is actually the next tip to building muscle mass. But recovery is where your body grows, and recovery is one of the most important things, because when you work out, you tear your muscles apart, and then the muscle repairs itself during recovery, and that's what makes it grow bigger. So it's not like lifting weights doesn't really make your muscles bigger, like just by lifting. So you got to make sure that you're constantly pushing your body and lifting heavier weight to make sure that you're tearing your muscles apart. So obviously, tip number 5 is recovery. I think it's just as important as lifting weights and eating food. I think recovery, obviously, it is what builds muscle mass, but you got to make sure that you're getting the proper amount of sleep.
Big time.
Probably like at least, I like to sleep all of the time.
Yeah, like
all the time. But people say like 6 to 8 hours, but I sleep a minimum of like 8 to 10 hours.
yeah. Like
Sometimes.
if you watch some of Chris Bumstead's videos, which for those of you who don't know, I mean everybody knows who Chris Bumstead is, but Mr. Olympia, 2-time champion, this dude will take like naps in the middle of the day after having already gotten good sleep. Like he has done a whole video about only going. He doesn't stay up late. You know, he's taking the best care of his body. He's the best in the world at what he does. And this guy's, well, he cannot stress enough about how important sleep is, which is something that like I personally have been terrible with, like always bad. I mean, even going through high school, you know, super social guy, always, you know, talking to people and whatnot. Especially going through high school when I was, you know, you want to talk to all your friends, and you know, you're all about the socialness that's going on around in the hallways and whatnot, and you got maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you got going on. It's important to make sure that you are getting your sleep. Like if you really want to be seeing your gains, you gotta let your body recover, let it rest, and give those muscles the time they need to really kind of repair themselves to just be slaughtered again the next day in your workout.
Yeah, I mean, people don't like understand and stress enough how important recovery is, and like some people, I know a lot of people who go to the gym and like work out and stuff, but then like that night they're out all night and they're like out doing whatever, out partying or whatever, and they don't like sleep on the weekends. Like some people just go nuts on the weekends, but like a lot of people don't sleep and like take their supplements and like recover and drink water, and recovery is super crucial if you want to build muscle mass and keep your muscle mass over time. So like we both use supplements. Like we use lean protein powder, we use creatine, we take pre-workout, but that's not really like recovery stuff. But
that helps with like the pump. That helps with the tearing the muscle tissues apart.
Yeah,
it helps us with our lactic acid in our muscles, push through a little bit more, which all goes into really just like muscle gain, muscle mass.
Yeah.
But we definitely make sure we're getting our protein intake to fuel those muscles once they've been torn apart, and the creatine to help with the water intake as well, and pre-workout to help us get as much of a optimal workout as possible. So supplements can definitely make a difference and definitely help, as long as you're being smart with them, with your own age and your own body. You know, I don't know what type of kids are watching these, but
yeah, we're not scientists or doctors.
Disclaimer,
or anything like that.
yeah.
This is just what works for us.
And this is a
So
personal
you can
story.
fetch off if you're gonna try to come after me. So so one last thing on recovery is like Arnold. Everyone knows who Arnold is. One thing that I really took away from him is how important protein is, and he was talking about trying to get 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight a day. So like if I'm 180 pounds, like I'm supposed to be eating 180 grams of protein every single day if I want to be able to build muscle mass and like maintain size and be able to grow bigger. And so that's something that like it's pretty hard to do that depending on like what your body weight is. But for someone who's like I'm around 185, 190 right now, so like getting 190 grams of protein in one day is like not easy. And so that's where like supplements come in and like protein shakes that give you an extra like 50 to 60 grams of protein.
We make protein pancakes like all the time. You know, it just goes back into the eating. It's just your diet, just finding out what works for you and your taste buds and getting the nutrition and all the macros in that you need.
Yeah. So those are the 5 tips for building muscle mass. We threw an honorable mention in here. Honorable mention tip is having the benefits of a training partner. I think, so me and Ryan have been training partners for a long time, obviously because we've just grown up together and gone to the gym together and stuff. It's just kind of been like that for us. Yeah. But a lot of people don't have someone who's close to their age who has the same goals. Like, it's super rare to find, like, to have a sibling who's pretty close to your age, same goals, like, relatively, like, same size, same weight barriers and stuff, and, like, but if you could find someone who goes to your gym already, or one of your friends who, like, works out somewhere else or works out at your gym, it's super beneficial to work out with someone and have them push you just as hard as you push them, and to kind of like have like a little sense of competition almost, of like always wanting to like one up each other, do like more reps and stuff, because at the end of the day, like, that's only going to benefit you, and that's only going to like, I mean, it'll benefit both of you, but like, it's only going to make you better, and it's only going to push you that extra little bit. And so
it's like night and day, because I was just in Utah. Obviously you've seen Brandon's other videos. I spent a whole school year pretty much down in Utah, and so we were away from each other and going to the gym pretty much by ourselves for the most part. And even, I would say even with us, like even other training partners, because Brandon and I have been together for so long, been able to train for years since we're brothers, is like different because we know each other's strengths and weaknesses like to a T. Like I know exactly at what point I need to grab the bar on his max bench and when he's like just barely get it up. And when other guys might just grab that as soon as they see him like stop going up with it. And so it's like, if you can get someone who really like knows your limits and knows your strengths and can push you the exact way you need to be pushed, being back here and being able to work out with Brandon and being able to actually have someone there who can push you and keep you accountable, the workouts we're getting together are just way better than the ones that we were doing by ourselves. And so that alone as well will definitely help you with building muscle and getting bigger and having better workouts and just
staying consistent.
Just staying consistent all around. Like, honorable mention for sure, get yourself a training partner. Stick with that training partner as long as you guys are, you know, really pushing each other and both equally motivated, and you guys will definitely see some gains, some
in the
crazy
gym,
gains.
Some gains. That's what it's all about, is gains. And so those are our 5 tips. Let us know in the comments which ones you liked, what you thought we left out, if there was any.
I'm sure there's tons, but
there's so many more things that go into it, but
just
those were the top 5 that have worked for us and that we think are the most important. Leave a like in this video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we're going to have some more workout videos coming pretty soon. So we will see you in the next video.
Catch you later.
Peace out.